Primo Profit MichaelAngelo, thanks again for making time for us. Welcome to First Play with 24/7 HH. We're getting an exclusive first listen to the new project, Ransom Boulevard, man. So what started this record? How long have you guys been working on it? Who sparked the idea for the project?
We did a record a while back called Busta Statue, and we got a lot of love. And prior to that, we haven't worked in like 8 years. So, we just like, we gotta do a project. We got mad love off that Busta Statue record, and just kind of went from there.
We started the project. We were working on it on and off because I put out like 2 other projects like in between time. So we did the first joint probably like 2 years ago, and we shot a video out there in California, and that pretty much started the project off.
Hay algo que nos une, lo que a vos te sobra y a mí me falta. ¿Me estás escuchando? Yo no tengo una vida linda como vos, pero cada cual está preparado para cargar con el peso de su propia cruz. Vos no podrías cargar con mi cruz, pero fíjate que ahora estás cargando con una cruz más pesada que la mía y no se te ve nada más.
Man, so obviously, man, we have a little Spanish in here, bro. And from what you're able to pick up, you're talking about carrying a heavy cross, not just, yourself, but everybody in some ways, kind of carrying a heavy cross. I figure started off with that, man, there has to be some significance, right, to this?
Yeah, basically the cross is the weight you carry, you know what I mean? And he's basically saying, you can't carry my weight, but right now the weight you carrying is bigger than anything out here. And he's pretty much explaining to him why he's being kidnapped, you know what I mean? So that's the start right there.
So that was dope, man. So we're about to jump after this intro, jump into the project then, Birds of Passage, which we got actually, we're getting an exclusive for the visual, which is dropping soon. Let's check it out.
Shit, we just passing by. You know what I mean? Let's go, fam. On the way to Ransom Boulevard. Yeah, go. Look, road runner, switch my spot every summer. Have money, I can show you how to run up. Had to sum up, ain't the race, but we run up. Putting work from sun up to sun up. Put your funds up. If you cut from work, and see your money rise from the dirt. My name will better feel it. We made a killing, stash your money in the ceiling. We was children, my heroes was drug dealing. They scared of prison, cold cases. My plugs never show faces. Blow basics, niggas talk, blow gauges. It's 40, give you whole facelifts. Since shorty showed no patience. Switch the phone up, no traces. The Air Max 98s with snakeskin. You niggas hating, my name up in they conversation. On bullet holes, leave you waking, your body shaking. Yeah, closed casket, this shit tragic. In the crib watching birds passage, hold the matic. Closed casket, this shit tragic. In the crib watching birds passage, hold the matic. Yeah. You don't really want the static, nah. Shit is automatic, yeah. In the crib, watching birds passage, hold the matic. What? That was actually one of the last records we did. You know what I mean? That was actually one of the last records, and we had a whole different sequence to the project. We had another joint that was supposed to be the first joint, which is actually the one we put a video out to already, the only video that's out. And we kind of just sat down and rearranged the whole project. This felt right. It felt like we needed to start it with like a faster pace, drums, and what the record's about, we on the go. You know what I mean? It's on the move. So we wanted to start it with that. Give it a good pace.
This was filmed in Dorchester, right?
Yeah, it's filmed in Boston. Yeah, it was filmed in Boston. It was basically just, like a day, just riding through the city, like doing what we gotta do, making our stops, you know what I mean? Just a quick little video. A day in the life, basically.
Now we'll jump into this, this third record, which is Crema.
Yeah, I just remember making this beat. you know, I had the main loop going, I had the drums rocking, and I was going through this drum, this pack. It's like a producer pack. Actually, it's the producer out here called Lightfoot Beats. And he had a few vocal stabs in there. And while the beat was playing, you know, I was just like going through it, and all of a sudden I was like, ooh, that shit sounded perfect. And there's like a second vocal stab, and I was like, yo, this shit was meant to be.
Keep focus, was in the streets hopeless. Think the dog, I need a hit. Record not to squeeze 4 fists, but shit. This ain't Primo got a gun. This ain't Primo got a gun. Look, most of these rappers, they my sons. I let them run with my style. Me, I keep a low profile and talk shit when I'm supposed to. Your buzz local, my name ringing bells global. Let me show you. Overseas, different currencies. I'm Medellin, yeah, they heard of me. I'm stealing fans like it's burglary. For my team committing perjury, where y'all be tricking buying surgeries. Yes. For my team committing perjury, where y'all be tricking buying surgeries. And yo, different flavors. My fish scale breaking layers. On parlay if it ain't about paper. Legal tender. My niggas stashing dope in offenders. Won't ask questions, nigga, no entiendo. No comprendo. And yo, different flavors. My fish scale breaking layers. On parlay if it ain't about paper. Legal tender. My niggas stashing dope in offenders. Won't ask questions, nigga, no entiendo. No comprendo. Yeah, don't ask me nothing, dog, no comprendo. Don't ask me questions, yeah. You got that Crema, yeah.
We call that joint Crema because basically Crema, it's like the cream of the cream, you know what I mean? It's like saying the creme de la creme, you know what I'm saying? La crema, you know what I mean? You bigging yourself basically, you know what I mean? And it got nothing to do with cream from Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? Just something we wanted to throw out there, you know, we give it our little Spanish twist.
The Spanish kind of vibe is something that kind of the project, you know, from the very beginning kind of sets up, and even in this upcoming record, Secuestro, Spanish record, which, you know, if people are not necessarily familiar with Secuestro's kidnapping.
It's just like a real, like, grimy beat, you know what I mean? It felt right. The project's called Ransom Boulevard. It felt right to call this one Secuestro. You'll hear it once you hear the beat.
I mean, that was definitely something I told Primo. I was like, yo, we need something like a name, like, you know, not ransom, but like kidnap, you know what I'm saying? So he definitely was like Secuestro. It's perfect. I'm like, bet, let's get it.
Dropping like flies, niggas blaming wigs. So you better hide your fame at Wiz. And by Wiz I mean coke. See, you don't understand me cause you broke. You got a brick and you choke. My money speak a different language. My blocks are certain you can't manage. I studied the game and did damage. If there's a drought, I get rich with New Hampshire. Set up shop in the crib out of Hampton. Yeah, I really got it from El Pueblo. I really got it from Dulcerio. Yeah, give up the guns, nigga. You don't want be the next sequestro. Yeah, I really got it from El Pueblo. I really got it from Dulcerio. Yeah, give up the guns, nigga. You don't want be the next sequestro. What you know about coke in the place?
Sparked it really was like the hook. I did the hook fucking around. You know what I mean? I be fucking around rapping in Spanish for like hours. You know what I'm saying? So just freestyling off the top type shit, you know what I mean? So I did it like that. You know what I mean? I was just fucking around. I'm like, yo, this shit sound kind of dope. He asked me to do it like, yo, let's do it maybe in Spanish, because we already got a joint called Ransom Boulevard. So, you know what I mean? We rocked out like that.
Hard, bro. Hard, man. And obviously, man, you know, we got another individual on this call, man, that obviously making his own movement and stuff and seeing with Crimeapple. And we got this upcoming record, track number 5, Medellin Bolognese, bro, which is really, you know, bro, like, I mean, obviously there's history with, you know, with y'all working together. Was these one of these records? I know we're in the middle of a quarantine. Was this something that you guys were bouncing records around, or were you guys getting into the same studio to make this particular record?
And we have a tendency to do a lot of stuff together, but this was one I think I laid the verse on my own. But that's not to say, like, we will spend hours, you know, we spent hours in the studio. I think we probably listened to this in the studio a couple of times. And then, you know, it probably just came to me when it came to me. And I did end up flying the verse back to him, for sure. But, you know, we be in the studio so much. And I just want to go back to what Primo was just saying. You know, since this is being documented and recorded, it should be known that Primo is probably, like, one of the heavyweight champions of freestyling in Spanish. I'm telling you, right now. I didn't even know until very recently. But yeah, the Bolognese, you know, that shit is fire. They played that shit. We spent a lot of time in the studio.
After a night of these, that's when the freestyles will come out in Spanish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We spent. I heard. Yeah, I mean, you know, they played, you know, the Ransom as they were making it. You know, it mutates and it changes. But I heard versions of Ransom, you know, a while back, and you know, heard some of it here in Jersey, some of it out in Boston with them. But yeah, I was like, you know, it's definitely one of them fire joints.
We go to Medellin a lot. My man MichaelAngelo, he has a tendency to order bolognese every time he's out there. He's like, yo, I need some pasta.
It's really what it comes down to is like, you know, I'll be out there for 4 or 5 days, and don't get me wrong, I love all the food, but I just every once in a while, you know, I'm heavy drinking, I just want some pasta. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of been a joke since, like, oh, Mikey didn't get his Medellin Bolognese yet, you know, so.
But the way we named it is kind of like saying like that sauce, you know what I mean? Like the whole Medellin like flavor that we bring to the game and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's the Medellin Bolognese right there.
Exactly.
Háblalo, primo, como ya está lista la pasta, pa. Toda la salsa bien hecha, gonorrea con bastante hogadito y tan. Ay, ay, ay.
Nah, like, you can't even get this shit, bro. This shit, you know what I mean? This shit is exquisite. You know, like, even if you try, like, you ain't gonna find it. You know what I mean? It's a different type of sauce, nigga. Like, all shit on gold, nigga. Like, all shit ain't even sauce, nigga. This shit is like a roster. I'm really in like ganja. I sell a different type of pasta. Pure paste, raw flake. That's how we was all raised. Cause we was starving, those was long days. We really living. $1 million enterprises out of Honda Civics. This shit is vivid. I'm still ducking policia. Mama praying for la vida mia. Cause she knew her son was knee high. Used to get to work out in Lehigh. Had some Florida. Now that shit come from a foreigner. Montañero, Ciperón Añejo. I still maneuvered through the ghetto. When we was born rebels that don't settle. These rocks look like corn kettle. Mother Jane Bolognese today special. Yeah, that's that Mother Jane Bolognese. Nah, you ain't gon' find this shit in no supermarket, bro. Yeah, that's that Mother Jane Bolognese. Like this shit is that homemade shit. You know what I mean? This shit won't rub off on you either. It's that Mother Jane Bolognese. I'll give you a little bit of sauce, my nigga. But yeah, that's that Mother Jane Bolognese.
Whoa. Get your noodles strained, misconstrue the game, now who's to blame? Money talks, I let 22 Bluetooths explain. Funny thoughts inside the head of snakes, I had to shake the bushes first. Word, Rome wasn't built in a day, I had to cook it first. Now we moving base, I'm never in the same place twice a day. I'm never in the same jacket twice at all. I should call Ghostbusters, shit is getting real spooky, bro. Plus my brother named Julio, he moody-o. Added to my tab in Vesuvios when I do get low. Shit, I might hit Bali, or I might hit Cali, or I might hit Rhode Island with a gallon and have the streets wildin'. You the type to have that one-off white belt and think you stylin'. You really sweet and all cap, we call you cappuccino. You hate me this year, but last year you was snacking bicho. He's off the tip, off rip, I had the game sewn. Relieve you of your link with a cig and call it chain smoke. Whoa.
Yeah, that's that Mother Jane Bolognese. Yeah, that's that Mother Jane Bolognese.
We shot a video to it in Medellin. It's only right, you know. The record was recorded out here, and then we went to Medellin. We did a festival out there, and we banged out the video. Yeah, man, it was a dope experience. I mean, we always try. Every time somebody says, "Yo, I'm going," all of a sudden everybody ends up showing up. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do to have these motherfuckers go to fucking Colombia. Yo, I bought my ticket, and then they buy it. You know what I'm saying? So that shit wasn't hard. That was easy.
I know my perspective. Primo knows my perspective. They know my perspective really well. Yeah, nah, shit. I was like, yo, I remember doing that video, and it being crazy because we just, I don't want to like spoil anything. I don't think I'm spoiling that, right? When I talk about how high we were, we were just really high, really high up after, a long night the night before. And, I don't know, hopefully when you see the video, you won't see that I'm afraid of heights and shit, but the video's fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got on top of a crazy building and we was out in fucking, downtown Medellin. You know what I'm saying? Just basically just doing it, man. How it gets done out there, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers living life. You know what I'm saying? Top floor.
Going into track 6 was interlude, Dog Eat Dog.
La violencia en la naturaleza se da por 3 cosas: por comida, por territorio y por mujeres. Nosotros lo que hacemos es disfrazar la selva de civilización. Si vos no tuvieras de más, no estarías sentado ahí. Si yo no necesitara lo que vos tenés, no estaría sentado acá.
Plata.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Max, we gon' hold all these niggas for ransom, you heard? All these niggas. I want all my money. Yo, I can teach you how to talk to plugs in Spanish. Fuck with me, watch that work vanish. In the game there's no manners. You blow standard, in the trap with no cameras. These niggas trapping out their grammars. I talk with a mother bean grammar. That's why they couldn't understand them. I rap like I throw tantrums. I don't fuck with no randoms. You bitches say I'm handsome, romance them. She in my bed doing handstands. She never met a lumber nigga from the band. She never seen so much cash fit in some jeans. She met me, thought it was all a dream. I told her life ain't what it seemed. I still make enough bread to bake biscuits for the projects. Got it out the mud, I ain't have an option. 18 karat on my watching. Niggas scared to show love, but I know they watching. That's why they hoes jocking. Yeah, I'm in and out apartments. You would think a nigga robbing. As a youngin' used to fuck it up in Starlets. You can ask Cardi B how the mall get. I bet I seen that ass clap before Offset. Ask about the Spanish niggas from Boston. Ask about it, yeah. We light-skinned niggas with money. I might grant, but it ain't funny. Yeah. We light-skinned niggas with money. I might grant, but it ain't funny. Yeah. We light-skinned niggas with money. I might grant, but it ain't funny. You don't know about them nights I pitch. All my life I risked just to eat a decent meal, cocoa, rice, and fish. I swear.
Yeah.
See, this trap wasn't handed to me.
Mother Bean shit. Mother Bean shit. Let's get into that. First of all, Mother Bean. You know, it's a little term I made up. That's basically what I call Boston. Specifically my section of Boston, which is East Boston. You know, we like a little island. You gotta go over a bridge or under a tunnel, like underwater, you know what I'm saying, to get to us. And it's Lil Medellin, basically. Everybody's Colombian, like 80% of the people there are Colombian, you know what I mean? And they're all from Medellin, they're not like from different parts of Colombia. So, you know, I'm from Boston, the Bean Town, so I just kind of made that, you know what I mean, Medellin. I don't know if you heard the reference I did with Cardi B and all that. She's all over the hook and all that. We actually had Cardi B over here in the studio about, what, like 6 years ago, before she rapped, you know what I mean? Before she rapped, she was in the studio over here, just kind of just having fun. You know what I mean? After a night at the strip club, we came over here, a little after party. And that's where we got all them skits from her being over here at this studio, just, you know, vibing out. You know what I mean? That's why I called it Mother Bean shit. Cause it was kind of like, it was just one of them nights. It's just, you know, me and my people from my city. You know what I mean? We had Cardi B over here, so that's Mother Bean shit right there. We actually got a video coming out for that too.
Maybe there's video of that stuff too, that studio, that environment of everybody. I'm not sure if you guys incorporating that stuff into that too.
Yeah. There's definitely gonna be little clips of that. You know what I mean? And something, we're gonna incorporate that somehow. But we do got, you know what I mean? We got like Instagram videos, like shit from the phones from that night, you know what I mean? Of Cardi over here, just shit that people want to see, you know what I'm saying? Before Bodak Yellow.
TV dinners with RLX and, you know, another dope artist, bro, that I think, you know, following, you know, y'all, what you guys are doing with, you know, your stuff, Crimeapple, you run into RLX, bro, and another really dope MC, bro.
So, as a matter of fact, RLX is in the building right now, you know what I mean? He's going to say something as well, but,
Yeah.
But yeah, I connected with RLX actually in Medellin, you know what I mean, in Colombia. We was out there with Crime, Muggs, the whole team. You know what I mean? During the recording of Melaggio, we did a show out there. And literally 2 days after the show, I'm in the hood somewhere. I'm in San Javier. We did a show out there and I met X literally 2 days after the show. I was in downtown Medellin and X shouted me out. He was like, yo, Primo. And you know what I mean? He showed love. Didn't say he rapped, none of that. And after that, we just linked. You know what I mean? I found out he was from out here from Massachusetts. And we just linked after that.
Facts. I had heard of Primo and obviously Crime just off affiliation and like what they were doing, their movement. I respected it off top. That shit was crazy to me, like that they were Colombian, and not only that, but they were doing what I fuck with, you know what I mean? They would kind of cut from that same cloth, what I'm aiming for, what I'm doing with my sound, and et cetera, et cetera.
you know, what was your perspective, man, when you got the call for TV dinners, bro? Like, did you get to hear it and stuff? Were you guys in the same studio environment when you guys first heard the instrumental?
Yeah. Actually, it was right here in this same room. Mikey was going through beats. I was here when he was chopping that beat up and sequencing it and just, you know, adding his spice and doing his thing. So I had like seen him make that beat from scratch, and then I had gotten hit like probably, I don't know, a few weeks after about getting on the joint. So it was already fresh in my mind. I was already with it. And getting on the joint with P is it's like second nature to me. It's never like, anytime I get that call or that, you know, whatever like that, anytime he reaches out, it's nothing. Like I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's easy to work.
And we do all our work from here too. He does all his work over here, so you know what I mean? A lot of the times we just here chilling, you know what I mean? The shit comes about and we just take it from there, you know what I mean? It's real easy.
Facts.
She got that swing to it. But I'm in they movies. I'm George Clooney with the Uzi, smoking Lucy's, run around, collect paper like loose leaf. These niggas still rockin' Coogee. My bitch is choosy, only love me when I bring the doozy. Fill jacuzzis, naked, she don't do the two-piece. But I ain't never found a bitch I loved. All I ever felt was lust, love. And different villas in the States. Round the corner where they kill you for a plate. Streets losing faith, I can see it in their face. But everybody choose their fate, you can't relate. Me, I stay about mine. That's why the jewelry alkaline. Look, high-tech polo, hold the brick like Quasimodo. I'm out for Dolo, yeah. Used to use paper for the book covers. Now we at the table having good suppers. Police haters, but the hood lovers. Only get inspired by our mothers. Used to use paper for the book covers. Now we at the table having good suppers. Police haters, but the hood lovers. Only get inspired by our mothers.
Tired of the lies and all the frontin', line jumping. You could get me wide with a bundle, fit the puzzle. Just give me a number to flip and double. You sitting stuck, I played my position and didn't fumble. Shining, fuck up your vision like the sun do. Grinding, the hustle was written above my eyelids. Smoke the fire, I'm liable to drop diamonds. Probably occupying my mind with the squad pilot. I went and found mine on my own dime and dollar. I don't owe you my time, you out of pocket like my wallet when I'm copping. None of y'all is how you are online when you in person. You would think we had it all the time the way we splurging. Tables turning, look what patience earned me from my wayward words to how I break the curve and make this money. Yo, what I did, look how I did it. Look how I do it. Look how we do it, how we do it, yo.
Used to use paper for the book covers. Now we at the table having good suppers. Police haters, but the hood lovers. Only get inspired by our mothers. Used to use paper for the book covers. Now we at the table having good suppers. Police haters, but the hood lovers. Only get inspired by our mothers.
We only get inspired by our mothers. I had to get RLX on that. You know what I mean? You hear the beat, you know what I mean? That's the perfect beat for RLX on Ransom Boulevard. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Man, bro, you obviously, you know, one of the things too, man, you talk about, you know, we at the table having good suppers, bro. You think about it, man, it's come a long way. And I think that sometimes that's the one thing that you don't think about, like how long it could take to get to this point.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Came a long way. Came from TV dinners, you know what I'm saying? Like, used to use paper for the book covers, you know what I mean? The fucking bags from fucking shopping, you know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Yeah, just coming up from not having much type shit. And what inspired me most with hearing like the P's verse and the hook and shit before I even wrote anything was he was talking about I only get inspired by our mothers. That's the illest shit to me, cause like my mom's the most gangster person I know, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's a fact.
She's like the realest person I know, so that's the illest shit. Like when he said that, I was like, yeah, I can relate to that. Let's go.
I mean, I was just like X said, he was here while I was making the beat, but he had no idea he was even being for Ransom. That was one of the beats I brought out to Cali, one of the Cali trips, and I remember everyone freestyling to it. You know, when we were in the whip, we just left the cookie store, you know, about to hit another store, and everyone was freestyling to it, and that was actually one of the, what do you say, like second to last tracks we did for this project?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, one of the last joints we did.
So once he laid it down, though, he's right about perfect beat for RLX out of this project. So, I mean, obviously I was with it, you know what I'm saying? That's home team. So the rest was just history, you know?
Well, fire record, bro.
Yo, shout to 1,000 Words. He just got in the building right now.
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's happening, my man?
1,000 Words. If you don't know, do your homework.
My G.
He did the pictures.
Oh yeah, them pictures you see on the back cover, were from my man 1,000 Words right there. You know what I mean?
Actually, man, those guys are creative, man. They just needed the pictures, man, and they did what they did, bro. They created some beautiful art with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? As far as like direction and all that, those guys handled all of that, bro. They did it right, you know?
No, that's dope. That's dope. Well, man, we're about to jump into this Ransom Boulevard, which is obviously the name of the project itself.
Yeah, Ransom Boulevard, like you said, that's really one of those cinematic joints on the project. You know what I mean? Like the beat, when Michelangelo first gave me the beat, he called the beat Miami. You know what I mean? And I put out that video and people said it got like that Scarface feel. You know what I'm saying? Like the beat. And we did that shit in California, and that's the joint that gave us the name of the project. You know what I mean? Because where we did that shit, it was really called Ransom Road. The house where we shot the video, it was called Ransom Road, and we kind of just revamped it and called it Ransom Boulevard, and we just kept the whole project like that, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So that set the tone right there. Who else rap and move pigeons? These niggas preach the life, but they ain't live it. Trust me, dog, I know all my competition. Your name ain't ringing. The only time you pitch is through equipment. Hey, they my shit like the ninth inning. Y'all niggas fibbing. I swear I don't believe what y'all spitting. Yeah, I don't believe what y'all spitting. Listen, yo, we getting rich from a kitchen. I can put you in a better position and teach you how to stretch a chicken, my nigga. So pay attention. Listen, cause after this ain't gonna be no repetition. You niggas chill with rats, I keep a distance and stay away from the witness. I'm on the island shrimping fishes, expensive dishes. They want me dead, these niggas wishing. Keep wishing, my nigga.
The funny thing about this record was, it was originally for one of Primo's projects, but we were like, I think we were 1 or 2 tracks into it, and we were just like, yo, this track fits what we're trying to sound, you know, for Ransom Boulevard. So we threw it on there. When we happened to be, like we said, we happened to be out in Cali, and we got this place that was just so beautiful. I was just like, yo, Primo, we have to do a video here. and we literally didn't have too many tracks like to work with at that time, but that track was just perfect for it. And the sample, I couldn't even tell you where I got it from, but like I said, it had that sound, and I was like, this is it.
We got track 10 and track 11, which is Protagonista, and then Protagonista Part 2. So we're going to play those two records back to back, and we'll talk a little bit afterwards as to maybe the significance and the meaning behind these two records.
Yeah. This shit just different, man. This shit just different. It's a big difference when y'all talk that shit and when we talk this shit, you know what I mean? We talk that shit, you heard? Like, we could be saying the same shit. Still just different.
Plata.
These rappers talking about my lifestyle, acting like they really wanna live my life now. Nah, I ain't never seen them cop nothing. Nah, I ain't never seen them stop nothing. Nah, I'm in the kitchen with them hot ovens. I'm raw onions, that ain't funny. My nose numbing. Look, you ain't never lose sleep cause of work. You ain't never go halves on a t-shirt. And move your way up to one, that's how we work. You ain't never seen these birds. This shit straight from the motherland. I fuck Uncle Sam, I'd rather move a ton of grams. My dogs getting deported, I be waiting where my brother land. A few hoes in a couple grand. He did his time like a man, never took stand. That's why he honorable. I can't say the same for all of you. Y'all niggas laughing like it's comical. Dog, my bro Chopper caught up in traffic. Steve Green eating Chinese and Maverick. This shit tragic. It ain't safe out here. Better move cautious, it's a different place out here. Dog, they cut your face out here. MS-13 undercover Jake out here. Yeah.
Plata. No tengo esa cantidad.
Y'all know who the fuck we do this shit for, man. Y'all shouldn't even have to ask, like, I ain't even gotta tell y'all, man. Yeah. Hey, yo. It's for the killers in them staircases, shooting shit up bare faces, leaving dead faceless. Do you think, my boy, I ain't even gonna hold you? Just be safe out here, you heard? Hey, yo, this hustle shit, you can't trace it. You better off copy and pasting. Been doing it for ages. Man, you know these niggas some fucking Hollywood actors out here, B. Come on. Hey, yo, this ain't no Showtime or HBO. This ain't no Johnny Depp or Diego. This Philly blow. Hiding on your nose. You still think this shit fake, bro? Come on, look, this ain't no props in the video. Cause if it's me, the whole city know. It ain't no props in the video. I can't even make this shit up. You talk my shit, look, ain't gotta make a story for you. Tell you about my life, recite my story to you. Shit, with this pen, I'm trying to dodge the pen. Thinking back like, where should I begin? I always knew that I would win. I told the Lord I'm sorry for my sins, but I don't think you comprehend. This ain't pretend. This ain't pretend.
So yeah, protagonist, man. That's Protagonista Part 1 and 2. Which mean protagonist. Every movie got a protagonist. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like, you know what I mean? This game we in, this rap game is kind of like a movie. Like, everybody plays a different character. You know what I mean? Some are really who they say they are. Some just, you know what I mean? Turn on that, get in artistic mode. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me talking basically like, you know, even personal shit. Like I was saying in the first joint about my man get deported and we wait for them over there type shit. You know, shit like that.
Protagonista Part 1, we just had that, and I kind of had it, you know, drawn out to the outro, and we kind of built off that. I was like, yo, it'd be really dope if we, because those two beats are the same sample. So I just I let the stuff ride out, and then I was like, yo, it'd be really dope if we just go into that loop as another track. So we kind of just did that. And it's actually funny, there's another track on this album that's from that same sample. So there's three beats on here from one sample.
Michelangelo is one of the best ever.
That's a fact.
Sí, señor.
Biggest track number 12, man. You know, we got another feature on this record with Daniel's son, man. Talk about the drop.
First of all, shout to Daniel's son. He out there catching some good fish right now. Living the life. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Daniel's son. Shout to all the Canada boys, Toronto. Yeah, man, I met Daniel's son. You know, I've been talking, I always talk to him on socials. And we actually met at a Top Shelf Premium show. Shout out to Mark, Top Shelf. And you know, it was always love. You know what I mean? He always reached out to me showing love, vice versa. And I felt like this was the right joint to get him on. The drop is basically like, you know, kind of like a little story. Not too much storytelling, but you know what I mean? It's anything that has to do with the whole topic we're on, which is Ransom Boulevard. You know what I mean?
Waiting for that bag to get dropped.
Exactly.
Estoy bien. No te preocupes. Pero paguen. Paguen rápido, paguen.
Ransom Boulevard. Here you go. Look, there's some money on his head who won't take it. Fucking dog my load now, probably scrape him. Broad day shit, I know don't play shit. Cause he been hungry and impatient, let's get it. I know where he stay at. Just make sure I okay that. Cause I don't wanna spray back. I need you good in these streets. I give you food, put you on your feet, and showed you how to make this bread discreet. Just listen, never speak, and pay attention, you can live with honor. Never worrying about karma. My family full of farmers, we was taught to get it. Overseas getting paid in dollars, no one was a scholar. We really came from the Pantano. And yo, ambitious since enano. Still eat lechón, chicharrón, los inframarrano. Paisano, montañero. En la USA hiding droga by the huevos. Fuck the cerdos and the feos. Your raps yo no le creo. We made a killing by la chiva, niggas shot the tail. Parcero, this recipe don't fail. Need work, yo los empleo. Just gotta show me you ain't frail. We moving bells and losing millions through the mail. I just hope my catcher never tell. I'm where I'm at cause of the scale. Making sales, this ain't just rapping shit for real. Blue bills, get exchanged for blue pills. Her one of mine, you get killed, nigga, blood spill. Look, there's some money on his head who won't take it. Fucking dog my load now, probably scrape him. Broad day shit, I know they don't play shit. Cause he been hungry and impatient, let's get it.
Dropping top in the rainstorm, the coupe is wet. I be the young Lex Luthor with the rusty Ruger store to protect. Shorty a scholar giving stupid names. We toss some burners and rivers for scuba vests. See detectives eating breakfast while I flee in the Lexus. Read the message, heed the lesson, lie, sleep in the trenches. Leave a legend cause I spent all my seasons in session. On the ends where bridges burn like gonorrhea in Texas. 89 flow, OT shows, catch the Holy Ghost. Need a big check, cop a boat and get the rolly froze. Go to cash flow, bucks shine for a sober nose. Trying to cop a villa and the poker nose. Low key where no one knows. Fill the Optimo with frosty greens, lots of trees. Contraband cops wanna pocket seeds. New hot smoke, this shit about to drop a fame. Know a stripper spend a check at the slot machine. That BB Young shit.
Look, there's some money on his head who won't take it. Fucking dog my load now, probably scrape him.
My man Danielson smoked that, you heard?
You have a way of like, you know, sometimes when you listen to Spanish rappers, bro, it kind of, I don't know, it's that vibe is not necessarily there. This shit sounds, it's very fluid, bro, with everything that you
My
do.
Spanish is really Colombian, like super Colombian, like to the point that some people, if they're not Colombian, might not understand certain words I'm saying. You feel me? I talk a lot of like Colombian slang and I try to incorporate that too, you know what I'm saying?
Paisa.
That paisa shit, you know what I mean? Medellin shit. I feel like I do it more now. I've always done it since I started, just because, you know, I speak both languages fluent. So it's just kind of easy for me to jump around and play with it, you know what I'm saying? But once I started seeing people gravitate towards it and they liked that, I always try to like incorporate something, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's just fire, bro. And now, you know, track 13, bro, gotta set it up for Perico Preem, bro.
This was actually the first record we did for Ransom Boulevard. This is the oldest one. You know what I mean? It's just real me. Like, I'm not trying to be like lyrical, like it's just real me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I called it Perico, and I talk my shit on there. You know what I'm saying?
¿Por qué hacer esto?
Porque no podemos pagar.
Still transport using women, it's a given. Why my name Perico started off with no Chito. My Colombians call them triples. Lord, we chase money. Got niggas working different states for me. Cause being broke just ain't funny. Bad bitch bagging yay for me. My dog Brady with it, quarterback to play for me. Money the only way to pay numbing. But now all day getting this is ain't something. You know I love you if we fake cousins. You see it with me, they riding, my dogs ain't bluffing. These rappers stay frontin'. I bet I give them a kilo, them niggas stay stuck with. Dog, see they don't call me Perico for nothing. Keep the yay in the oven, you cop yay by the onion. I still take risk to prosper. Still leave my fried fish with penny yellow vodka. I'm still a money monster. Still the same team, check the roster. Still work the digit for a living. And still transport using women. It's a given. Why my name Perico started off with no Chito. My Colombians call them triples. And yo, relax, papo. Be in the hood like that cheap gelato. Over in Miami, copy beef and bravos. Niggas patos. Get stoned, body styles $1, zapatos. Leave your face tatted like a vato. I ain't gon' say I'm a santo, cause I'm still known to get the work for my datos. It's a fact I used to serve the gatos. I made a killing when my name was Marcos. Lord, niggas watching articles. That's the only time they seen an apparato. That's the only time y'all niggas see that shit. Don't understand me, grab a diccionario. It's terminology, I speak a diario. Still work the digit for a living.
You said that this is the first record that kind of, some of you guys, the oldest record from this project that kind of like, that was recorded. What made it kind of feel like that right one and stuff to kind of, in some ways, kickstart this?
I found the sample and I dug for that shit and I was like, yo, this shit's hard. It's, you know, it's got that similar sound that I was looking for, you know what I'm saying, with Primo, that I typically look for. And we didn't necessarily have the Ransom name then, you know what I'm saying? We started with this record. I think we threw the Ransom Boulevard on it, and then from there we started finding that sound, and we're like, all right, we kind of know where we wanted to go with it from there, you know? The finale's like the end, you know what I'm saying? It was like, kind of sounded like the end of the movie, you know what I'm saying? And even though it's not the last one, you got 36 Below, which is just, to me, it's the outro. Just sounded like it. It sounded better than the finale being the outro. And we just kind of kept it with that.
And that the finale beat kind of has that sound. You know what I mean? That sound, like in a movie, like when you see the finale, like the kind of music they'll play, like it just had that sound. That's why we called it the finale, kind of like a movie, you know what I mean? Not necessarily meaning like it's the outro though.
Yeah, like the credits or some shit, you know?
Time we on, man. It's that Perico MichaelAngelo shit. stay silent. I swear these rappers need guidance. Charlie ready for that conversation. I stay quiet. The pain's violent. Price of cocaine rising. So you gon' do what I say like my name's silent. It's Jake's wildin', it get tiring. Now my people day to day riding. And yo, we stay riding. I'm running up the mileage. These other niggas hiding, can't find them. What's the problem? I thought you niggas was shining. They cut your lights off, hacking like you get that white off. Come on, man. We see right through y'all. Anytime we see y'all, just light me off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rico.
Like, that was one, he sent it to me in the batch, kind of just showing me beats. And we had added, I think, Birds of Passage and TV Dinners. And when I told him this one, he's like, word? You want to get on that? I'm like, huh? So, yeah, it was dope.
Well, obviously, this was not the finale. We get, well, maybe some could consider an encore with 36 Below, right? You coming back and doing, what can we expect from 36 Below?
With 36 Below, it's like, again, like I said, it's the same sample as Protagonista. It's a funny story with that one. I was at Primo's crib and I was making the beat, and Primo happened to have his phone kind of on Bluetooth. So he played this voice message from one of our homies, and the shit just sounded so beautiful it just sounded perfect. You know what I'm saying?
It played over the beat by accident.
Yes, and I was like, yo, I need to use this for like a little skit, in the intro of it. And I was like, yo, we gotta put this on the project, because I explained to him it was another part of the sample from Protagonista, and he's like, bet, let's get it.
And you'll see why it's called 36 Below.
I'm gonna remind you niggas about how fucking cold it is in this whole fucking region that we fucking live in. It's so fucking cold, dog. How the fuck do you fucking expect to live and fucking die here, nigga? I'm not dying here. I'm not gonna stay here too long either. Fuck that.
Yo, there's no love where I'm from. Get money in lump sums. Get on your grind if you want some. We selling dumb drugs. Play stupid niggas, dumb slugs. Yeah, ain't no second opportunities. We in the jungle, so it's you and me. Drug infested communities. We're a man for theyself. And niggas talk about unity. I know it ain't hard for you to see. It get cold in my city. Spring and summer make it snow in my city. Get boot day for the low in my city. Niggas know in my city. But I ain't trying to grow old in my city. That's why I stack these hundreds and fifties. And yo, my conscience told me to invest wise. Ain't trying to be 40 stretching pies. You see this phone right here? I rent it to my guys and still live off of drug money. I can't see me do it otherwise. Shit, I talk about my life. These other rappers telling lies. They just improvise and get a character like they getting televised. I can't expect nothing different. On point, won't catch Perico slipping. You ain't never done Perico missions. And sent work, gotta stay with 2 Rican bitches. Shit, I'm just trying to be consistent.
Bro, like, so that voicemail, then when you guys were listening to it in the studio, this was in the middle of the winter, like kind of when we were going through that polar vortex or whatever that shit is going on.
Yeah, we just got back from Colombia, so we were all just, beautiful weather. We got back to this horrible, frigid, cold. It was
January.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it was January. And yeah, that voice note is as real as it gets. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it played by accident on top of the beat. And my man had so much passion with what he was saying. it just had to go on there, you know what I mean?
What's the biggest takeaway, obviously, in working in this project together? It wasn't just a one record, it was a body of work. You know, there's a lot of trust that has to be, you know, kind of from both ends and stuff, but is there anything that you guys learned about working with each other during this?
I mean, I personally don't think so, because I've known Primo prior to this album for 8 years, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't one of those albums where, you know, you cook up in like 6 months and release it real quick. You know, we had a few stalls there and there, trips and stuff. You know, we had to regain focus, inspiration, stuff like that. So
we both dropped shit in between.
Yeah, we both were dropping stuff in between, and you know, I think around that time I was finishing up Dolly and stuff like that. So yeah, no, everything's perfect. You know what I'm saying? This is the homie.
Yeah, we had done previous work before, like full body works, and like I said, we hadn't worked in like 6 years.
6 or 8 or something like that.
6 or 8 years, yeah. Like, and not for no particular reason. It wasn't the right time. You know what I mean? And when this happened, like when we released that single Botero Statue, that kind of kicked everything off. Like it felt like the right time, so it just had to happen.
My main focal point on this album was just kind of rugged, and I wanted to make sure I had those heavy drums. You know what I'm saying? I know a few, I think one or two beats. I came back from Colombia after the Mugs trip with Crime and everyone, so I was really inspired. So you know what I'm saying? I got after it that way, but I don't know, Primo.
We just want people to vibe out, you know what I mean? Like this is straight wintertime music, hoodie and boot like music, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it shows with the sound. And like today's like the lane we in, we tend to rap on a lot of drumless beats. You know what I'm saying? I love drumless beats, but we had to showcase that, you know, we could still use drums and, you know what I mean, have that shit banging and make some dope music.
And at the same time, we also included a few joints that, you know what I'm saying, like sample driven or maybe less drums, you know what I'm saying? We have a good mix of it, you know? Good balance.
We got 5 visuals for this project, you know what I'm saying? We trying to make short films here for y'all. Make sure to check out that Birds of Passage video premiering exclusively on 247hh.com.
Is there records that didn't make it onto this that at some point maybe we're gonna release, or are those kind of are being stashed away for a while?
I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 records we scrapped.
Yeah. I don't know about releasing them though.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. I might just strip it down because one of the beats is really dope, so I might just try to use it for another project or another artist, you know what I'm saying? I think part 2, I don't even know if there will be a part 2. We'll see how the fans take this one in.
It'll definitely be a different project.
Yeah, we're definitely doing a different project. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of different sound for the next project with him. Yo, this is MichaelAngelo.
This is Primo Profit. You're watching First Play with 247hh.com.